Good morning, everybody. Happy Easter. It's Easter Sunday, and it's a beautiful day. Still got about 2 feet of snow on the ground, but that's supposed to change a little later this week. We got some mid to high 20s, so for my American friends, 70s, low 70s to high 70s throughout the week. So hopefully that'll take care of a lot of our winter and get it behind us. So today's video, I'm going to get into the options that I purchased with my B2601, and if I would, hear that crow? Hey, he wants to get in the video too. To see if I would purchase them again and what I think, if they're worth the value in which that I've had this tractor now for the last 2 years, to see whether or not I would buy them again. I, like many of you, when I first bought this tractor, before I went and signed on the dotted line, I researched for hours and hours on YouTube and forums to see what exactly, I was kind of getting into, and if the money that I was going to be spending was worth the value. So that's why we're doing this one today. So it's that time of the year where I know a lot of you are going to go out there and be buying your first tractor, and you got to see as much first-hand experience as you can. Now, let me say, I'm not a Kubota salesman. I'm not associated with anybody, nor am I paid from anybody over at Kubota. But I can say that I did do the purchase of this through Huckabones Equipment in Cobden, Ontario, and Chris was absolutely awesome to deal with. So, with that being said, we're going to get on to the front and work our way to the back. So, when I bought the tractor on the B01 series, the skid steer quick attach is an option. And I'm not exactly sure in 2023's dollars whether it's the exact price of it today. I didn't check. It was under the $1,000 before. First thoughts are, would I buy it again? Yes, I would. I would not recommend anybody leave the lot with their tractor unless they had the skid steer quick attach on it. And I'm going to do a demonstration on how easy and how quick it is to change that or take that bucket on and off. I do have the grapple ahead, but for today's demonstration, I'm just going to show you the on and off with the bucket. It's very simple, guys. I usually give it a few seconds on the glow plug at this time of the year. As you can see, there's still some snow on the ground. I usually always put my foot on. Now when I touch it, that's all you have to do is have it up. I recommend with these smaller buckets and smaller implements that are on the front, not like the big tractors, make sure that when you're hooking your skid steer quick attach points, that you put a little weight on it so that you make sure that the pins are engaged underneath, or your bucket or your grapple or your forks or whatnot may not be hooked in and could fall off. So make absolutely sure that those pins in the bottom are through the holes. So, skid steer quick attach, absolutely if you're doing anything other than gravel work, you're going to want it. You're not going to want to bang pins, so for sure. On our way back, I'm going to go over the Swift Attach loader. So, on the Swift Attach loader, it's got a lot of moving components. So, basically what the Swift Attach does, it allows you to remove the loader from the operator's seat. Now, because I do have a third function, and we'll get into that in a little bit, I do have to get off to unhook my Pioneer, if you want to come around here. My Pioneer quick couplers. So even though I can do most of it from the seat, I still have to get off to unhook these two puppies here. So with what it has, and I can do a demonstration on how to remove the loader. I'm going to get on here. Now, with the controls here on the right fender mount, which is really good, you can still have access to the operator station from the right side. But when you're a little bit bigger and had a few too many burritos, it's a little tighter to get up, but it can be done, guys. It can be done. So anyway, how this works, we'll fire the tractor back up. Okay guys, this is what happens with these things. So this is my second or third take because I'm trying to figure out what's going on, and we always want to show you the real world scenario here. So what was happening, I tried to unhook my loader a couple times for this video, and this part of the kickstand was sticky. And I haven't had it off now in almost, I'd say 6 months or so, because the only time I take my loader off is when I do the mowing around the house. So this is April now, so you know how long it's been. So this was sticky, and I couldn't get it off, so I had to come out and give this a boot. And now that it's locked, that part of the kickstand is not going to fold up on me. But this is just another reason why. And I'm going to tell you right now, would I buy the Swift Attach loader again? No. No, I wouldn't. Because it's just way too many moving parts, and things that can go wrong will go wrong. And I'm not sure exactly what the extra cost is for these mechanisms, but as you see, you know, and I always go over my loader less than 10 hours, lubricate everything. This thing here, it comes loose. I've had bolts come off of it. I definitely, if I could avoid the Swift Attach part of it, I would stay away from it. The only thing that I do like about it is the one lever manifold on the quick connect. So hopefully it's going to come off this time. I've had this loader off probably 50 plus times, and sometimes it comes off flawlessly, but this time it's being a little cantankerous. And so with that, I'm going to carry on. But what I recommend purchasing this setup, and I'm going to show you, I don't have another 435 loader, but I do have a 525, and I'm going to show you how the loader comes off of it. It's basically the same. It's just a regular, all included when you purchase a loader for your tractor. It's the basic one. I would recommend that. So anyway, we're going to see if this is going to come off again. And as I say, we've had a few too many cookies over the years, but we can still fit through on the B2601 to get up on here on this side. So we're going to try this again. Fire it up. Hopefully it's going to stay there. See what happens. And that's how it connects there now. So in the position, see if it's going to make contact, if it's going to lock into place. Now, what they want you to do is give it a few of these. Now what that does is relieve the pressure off of all of your lines. So now I can get off, and it's a lot easier for me to get off on this side. Come around. Now this slide, I do like if they could make just the one coupler on the regular old school. Now, I would usually hang it there, but I can't because I have my self-leveling kit. But anyway, that's as quick as it is to unhook it. Because I have a third function valve on, I do have the Pioneer quick couplers, so I do have to get off the seat in order to unhook them anyway. So, that's basically it for the... I'll hook her back up, make sure it's all lined up. And that's nice and simple. I think with the amount of third function kits that are going out there, if Kubota could make another manifold like this, okay, somewhere close where you could do it, or a 6-port manifold where it was all in one, because I would say, looking at the videos out there, most people are getting the third function with it. So it would be, I know, an extra cost, but the engineering is already there. It would be nice to see a 6-port manifold to do it all at once. So anyway, we're going to put this back on, and you already know my opinion on that. If I would purchase the Swift Hatch part of it again, I wouldn't. I would go with the old school. Okay, now we're going to take the parking brake off, start it up. Back up. start function lines back up for my grapple. There we go. So there, that's on. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the 525 loader over here. That's just a regular kickstand. Pull your pins, unhook your Pioneer fittings hose, and we'll go ahead and give that a demonstration. Okay, so I don't have another 435 without the swift hatch, but what we do have is the 525. Different loaders, but same principle when it comes to the kickstand without the swift hatch. So what I'm going to show you now, this little clip or pin, take that out, push that in, set one leg of your kickstand down so it's engaged. I'm going to go around the tractor. This clip out, pull the kickstand towards me on this side, put the clip back in. Kickstand is now down. I'm going to get onto my tractor. Give him a little warm. Shut it back off so you can hear me. Check this pin out here. Yes, it's very loose. These pins, the loader pins, you should never have to pry on them. I'm going to set that in the loader. I'm going to come back around to this side. Remember guys, if you have to bang or anything on these pins, you don't have enough pressure off it. So these should actually come out real easy, just like so. Set it in, bobs are ante. Now, back onto the tractor. Fire it up. The loader's off, guys. That's all it takes with the regular. Now I can go ahead and disconnect all four of my Pioneer quick couplers. It only takes a minute to do so the same way. What I want to show you is, was that swift hatch worth the extra money? I don't think so. Because for the few seconds that I can take and take these couplers off, maybe I will do it. So what I'll do now with the loader all shut off, take a little bit of pressure off of them. Here we go. That's it. That's it. That's all. So back on. Turn off my tractor. Grabbing the pin, sliding it in the hole. Remember guys, if you have to force it, it's not ready yet. You have to push it down a little bit. Take my pin, slide it in the hole, just like so. Line it up with the hole. She's on. Back on the tractor. Take my clip out of this side, push it ahead, little pin in the pokey part here, that one's ready. Pin out here, put the clip back in. Very little to go wrong. These clips I have lost in the bush. It's not a big deal, they're like 10 cents a piece. Other than that, it's a basic system. but it works. Now this brings us to the next portion of our video, the third function. This now, make sure that it's in the holes. Skid steer quick attach is awesome. So, third function valve, if you want to run a grapple or any other attachment to the front that requires extra hydraulic pressure, you're going to need a third function valve. And this lad, we have it color coded, red on red. Now, if the lines give you trouble, which sometimes they do, what I'm going to have to do, turn my switch back on, make sure my third function valve is on, hit that, hopefully the pressure is off of them. And now I've only had it off for a few minutes. This is where that, no, she ain't gonna go. Stop. Okay, so now we're gonna hook our hoses back up. Blue on blue. Red on red. Sometimes these, even in the sun today, you get a little pressure and you'll have to really force the Pioneer couplers on. That's where the flat-faced one lever system on the side of the loader does seem to outshine. Still wouldn't steer me into buying the Swift Touch again, but still, like I say, if I could just buy that coupler, I would get it, but not the rest of the system. So anyway, back to the third function valve. This now, third function that I got on this particular machine is an actual Kubota. It's not a Land Pride, so I'm going to jump back on and give a quick demonstration. I believe the Land Pride and others are diverters. This is not. When I start them up, don't have to move the lever whatsoever to work my gravel. Button up, open, come down and forward. That's all. The diverter valves, you actually have to push the button forward and move. But I still have, I can do both, and open, and close my gravel and keep it on. A true third function. So, at the time of purchase, would I buy the Kubota third function? Yes, I would. It's been fantastic. The grapple has been an awesome implement. I use it all the time. I even use the root rake for picking up my leaves in the fall. So it's so handy. I would not be without that particular unit whatsoever. Okay guys, thanks very much for watching. Here's where I'm going to end this video, and I'm going to continue on with part 2 tomorrow, and we're going to go into detail with the R14 tires, the self-leveling kit, and more. So thanks very much for watching. Again, subscribing really helps me improve the channel, improve the content, and everybody have a wonderful day. Thanks so much again. We'll catch you on the next one.